Marvel fans, we got some crazy news to talk about today. We're going to talk about new reports about Doctor Strange 3 continuing the trend of conflicting reports about that movie. Will it happen before Secret Wars or not? And we got to talk about the craziest Marvel news we've had in some time. This has to do with Denzel Washington confirming that he's going to be in Black Panther 3. Okay, first up, let's talk about Doctor Strange 3. As we've been reporting for the past couple of weeks, there are conflicting things being said by different insiders when it comes to Doctor Strange 3. As it stands right now, Daniel RPK is reporting that it is very unlikely that Doctor Strange 3 happens before the end of the Multiverse Saga. Whereas Alex Perez from the Cosmic Circus is reporting that the story for Doctor Strange 3 is really important to setting up Doomsday. Well, maybe you saw this pop up on Twitter, but friend of the channel, the Geeky Cast, is reporting that he has heard that Doctor Strange 3 will indeed be releasing in February, just before Avengers Doomsday. And I'm bringing this up because I think Geeky is actually pretty reliable. Geeky has gotten a lot of stuff right in the past, and I've had conversations with him in the DMs that kind of suggest to me that this dude is plugged in. He knows what's going on. So put this in the bucket of more insiders saying that Doctor Strange 3 will indeed happen before Avengers Doomsday, and I am leaning in that direction as well. I tend to believe Alex Perez. I tend to believe the Geeky Cast. Daniel RPK is very good. I mean, he has a lot of good information, but he's been wrong about a lot of stuff recently, including like the Kang thing. So while it's not confirmed, I am majorly leaning towards Doctor Strange 3 happening, and like, dude, I feel like it has to happen. The story from Jonathan Hickman's Avengers and New Avengers, which eventually takes Stephen Strange to the end of all time and space with Doctor Doom, is incredible. I think this movie would be the perfect way to set up the end of the Multiverse Saga with all these different incursions, as it's already rumored that Doctor Strange 3 was going to involve the Black Priests and Clea and the Game of Worlds and all that crazy multiversal stuff. So I'm really hoping that it happens. I think it needs to happen, and another insider is saying that it will happen. Oh, and by the way, we will get the details on this really soon. I think we're going to know very quickly if this is indeed happening, because Marvel cannot possibly greenlight Doctor Strange 3 and shoot it right along Avengers Doomsday next year without a lot of people finding out about it. So we're going to find out really soon either way. But now let's talk about Denzel Washington being in Black Panther 3. This is crazy. So in an interview where Denzel was promoting his new movie Gladiator 2, he laid out a plan for the twilight of his career. And the main thing here is that Denzel was saying he only wants to work with specific directors, with specific talent. He's trying to do legacy towards the end of his career. He mentions doing a part with Steve McQueen, who's an absolutely incredible director. If you haven't seen a lot of his movies, you absolutely should. He did a movie called Hunger, and it is, well, it's a really hard watch, but damn, dude, this dude is really talented at making movies. And then Denzel mentions that Ryan Coogler is writing a part for Denzel in Black Panther 3. And the Hollywood Trades put out a cool article kind of talking about why this is a full circle moment, because if you didn't know, Denzel Washington actually paid for a summer of acting lessons for Chadwick Boseman, which Boseman himself had said on stage was an important part of forming his career. Boseman literally said, there is no Black Panther without Denzel Washington. And so that in and of itself is so cool. It's so cool that it's coming full circle, but also Denzel Washington is the man. This dude is one of the last great male actors that can really bring gravitas and nuance to their character performance. We haven't got casting news like this for a long time in Marvel, and this just kind of came off the cuff from Denzel himself. But dude, this is a big freaking deal. Denzel Washington in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Hell yeah. Now, as for who Denzel could be playing, I think the most obvious choice is actually Blue Marvel. This is something that Rob from Comics Explained also believes. He was tweeting about this. I saw a lot of people tweeting about this. Blue Marvel, or Adam Broussard, is a crazy marine and scientist that gains superhero powers from a failed scientific experiment. And similar to the character of Sentry, there was a whole time when Blue Marvel was a superhero, but the world, basically because of bigotry kind of rejected him. It was earlier on in American history when racial tensions were way higher, and this was something specifically written into the character to kind of give him that sort of social element into his character. Blue Marvel is also just freaking awesome as hell, strong as Superman, very intelligent with a military background, and considering some of the rumors about where the MCU is going after Secret Wars with the mutants and the Celestials perhaps playing a big deal, I think having Blue Marvel involved would be a really good thing, and I think Denzel would absolutely kill it as Blue Marvel. I also think Denzel Washington could play an older version of Bishop from the X-Men comics, and perhaps this version of Bishop is coming from an alternative future to the present-day Marvel Cinematic Universe with Black Panther 3 and Wakanda. Again, we are potentially dealing with the X-Men and the mutants being a major player in the future of the MCU. That might include Storm being a big part of things, and Wakanda and their relationship to Storm, and the possibility of that doing something crazy with Avengers vs. X-Men could set something up where Bishop would want to come back in time and stop it. And then, of course, there's the crazy outside chance that they are recasting T'Challa finally and making Denzel T'Challa. I really don't believe that, but I did actually think that it could be interesting if they brought in his son, like Denzel's son, and if he was the new T'Challa, and they also recast T'Challa's father as Denzel, because again, we're supposed to be getting a soft reboot of the MCU. Like, I don't know. I actually think that would be super cool, but I know it's a crazy long shot, and truly, it's way too early to tell who Denzel Washington could be playing, but the speculation is a big part of the fun. And so most people are thinking Blue Marvel. I kind of think you could see something with Bishop. I know a lot of people in our community are also suggesting that maybe he wouldn't play a superhero at all. He'd be more like a business person, or maybe a Wakandan that leaves Wakanda to become a person that does industry. But Denzel also loves Shakespeare, right? He loves these kind of big performances that are like over the top, and so I could actually see him being right at home playing a superhero, especially if it was a superhero that was written by Ryan Coogler. Denzel Washington is a living example of Black excellence, and we know that's something that's important to the Black Panther franchise, something that Coogler wanted to put on full display in both of those movies. I think this is really feel-good casting. I think it's going to be something that fans respond to really positively. Also, it's important to note that within the actual quote, Denzel's talking about retiring like several years after this movie with Ryan Coogler in Black Panther 3. So it really does seem like this will be sort of a one-off MCU appearance, which is kind of a shame, but I know they could get a lot of mileage out of a dope performance by Denzel Washington, so I'm still excited for it. Crazy times for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I know we've got a lot going on with the end of the Multiverse Saga, with Doomsday, with Secret Wars, but we have the Mutant Saga being set up after that, and a lot of the franchises are going to continue. You're going to get Black Panther 3, you're going to get Shang-Chi 2, you're going to get these other movies. They're just probably going to wait until after the end of Secret Wars. So let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comment section below, and as I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.